What's going on, guys? Welcome back. You have read the title, you have seen the thumbnail. That's right, I am in fact releasing a brand new podcast. Before we start though, I do just want to let you know that this video is not scripted. This is something I'm really excited to share with you, and I'm just super happy about this project and for the future of the content that's going to be released there. Also, if you already follow my Instagram account at CarstonLepre8, then you already know about this because I released that information a day early. P.S. If you want more of that extra information released early, then definitely go follow that Instagram account. I also created an Instagram account for the new podcast called @earbud_pod, so definitely go follow that while you're at it for all announcements and reminders about the release day. Anyway, I would explain everything right now, including the name and kind of content being released, as well as the release date, but I did already post a bonus podcast episode on MLWD and the new podcast, so I'm just going to show that to you. So without further ado, enjoy. What's going on, guys? My name's Carston Lepre, and no, today's episode is not a full episode. You may have noticed this by the length or the title. So let's get talking about that. Like I said, you've probably seen the title, and yes, I have made a new podcast. Now, in my day, I have tried to make a lot of new projects. Not all of them have gone well, for example, the second channel that I decided to make, but it's all good because honestly, I've decided not to care anymore. Something you may not know about me is that I'm an avid CD collector, and I spend a lot of my time throughout the day either listening to music through those CDs or on my phone. I like listening to albums in their entirety, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Tame Impala. I'm a huge concert enthusiast and just a big music enthusiast. I like to really enjoy music and definitely talk about it all day. If you ask a lot of people, they will say that me enthusing about Tame Impala the entire day is one of the most annoying things ever, but I've decided to just make a podcast where I can do just that, and go beyond that. I've been able to come up with so many possible ideas, and it's just been really exciting. I'm so excited about this big announcement, and I'm really happy I can finally bring it to light, because this is something that I just thought about, and I think it can be incredible, and I'm really excited to just test out the waters and see if it works out. So if you're a music enthusiast like I am, put in some earbuds and listen to The Earbud, where I'm your earbud, a kid who has access to music, motivation to speak, and a microphone. So there are a few things to talk about, so why don't we dive right into that. Number 1, MLWD is not going anywhere. Don't you fret. My Life with Diabetes is a podcast that I started probably 3 years ago now, and it's just been really exciting, and it's definitely evolved a lot over the years. Instead of strictly doing diabetes episodes, I also like to do a bunch of random things on here, and now that I'm creating this music-related podcast, a lot of the random stuff that I still like doing is gonna stay here. Number 2, my most recent episode before this was my 3-hour-long Tame Impala episode. And since it's such a great opportunity, what I'm gonna be doing is actually putting that episode on my new podcast. So it will still just exist in 2 places, but it fits into the theme of the new podcast so well that I'll eventually release it there too. Number 3, you might be wondering to yourself, what are you going to eventually be doing on this podcast? And that is something that I've been thinking about all day. I like to write down a lot of notes on my phone, and something I've been doing is every time that I listen to an album, I write down this giant chart on an album listening list. And then I always rank the songs on that album, and I do a little album review. I think now it's a perfect time to use this platform to actually share that and rank those songs and do the album reviews, and I think that could be a really fun and interesting thing. Beyond that, I was planning to talk about other things like my CD collection and how I got into music in the first place, and some of my other favorite artists, concert stories, etc. I have so many ideas, and I think it's really going to be great. And now, the biggest question: when is the release date? I've decided to release this podcast on September 1st. September 1st is actually the day that I start school, and I kind of thought that it would be a nice fresh start and symbolize maybe like a new beginning, the end of this month, the start of the next month, the end of summer, and I think it could kind of be like an interesting way to just have a little date to put out the podcast, and I think that'll be interesting. However, I do want to keep it interesting, so I'm not going to release the Tame Impala podcast episode as the first episode because it's already been released here. So I'll eventually do that, and I'm not going to be saying what the first episode will be, although I definitely did already reveal that in this bonus episode. Anyways, I'll be posting reminders on my Instagram, and I really hope to see you there September 1st on The Earbud. Definitely be sure to check it out when it comes out, and I think it'll be a great time, especially if you also like music. See you there, and enjoy.